Hey folks, so in this video I'm going to talk about why I bought these DeWalt tools, and I'm going to walk you through some of my research and my reasoning for why I bought these specific items. Um, so first I'm going to say that I never really had a set of power tools, and one day I hope to have my own tools, power tools, so I can sort of do things around the house and work on my hobbies. I'm a bit of a DIY person. So like in the past, I had tools like, this impact gun. And generally back in the day, it was just NiCad batteries, and these tools didn't last very long. I mean, this thing sort of started giving up the day I took it out of the package. Um, and yeah, so generally my experience was not very good with some of the cheaper stuff we have available here in Canada. Like, this is from Mastercraft from Canadian Tire. And, often they don't really have that good stuff. So, this time I really wanted to invest in something, some good tools that I can have long term. And some of the people that I watch online and some of the people I follow, a lot of them use Milwaukee tools, and I really like their lineup. I think they have a big range of items, so that's kind of the direction where I started. And I made myself a list of some of the items I wanted, and one of my big things was that I really wanted to get the latest generation of things, just so, to sort of future proof myself and get the latest technology. And, after making the list and started to look at prices around, and it was pretty difficult. So one of the things is in Canada, or at least here in Ontario, Milwaukee is only carried by a few stores. And, later on I discovered that there are some select dealers that sell, based on quotes, but, they don't really advertise anything on an online store. So that's one issue. And then the other thing was the prices were just, I kind of out of my budget. I was hoping at the end of the day that I could end up with a good set of tools for around $1,000. That's kind of the upper limit of where I was able to go. And, with Milwaukee, I could only get a couple of tools. The other option, I knew that, DeWalt always makes good stuff. So, but, I was under the impression that DeWalt was really the top tier and really expensive. And then when I started comparing prices, I was like, oh wow, like DeWalt is actually a bit cheaper in most cases, at least here. And I started comparing apples to apples. For example, I wanted a mid torque impact wrench, and the DeWalt option was cheaper. And same thing with the compact impact wrench, and then so on. And so that sort of led me down the path of DeWalt. And then I started doing a research, started comparing products. I gotta send a shout out to the Torque Test channel. They are a really valuable resource. Started comparing stuff online, and I think everyone was saying that DeWalt really just woke up out of nowhere and started releasing all these good tools. I think from what I've learned, and I think most people will agree, I think Milwaukee has really been leading the industry with innovation and lots of new tools. So I think they have a bigger lineup of things. And it seems like DeWalt just sort of went on the back burner for a few years and just started, not really doing anything new. They just release new drills every year. But this past year, they really responded to Milwaukee and released some new things. Anyway, so that's kind of the backstory of how I got to looking at DeWalt. Now I'll sort of talk about what I was looking to get. So, definitely any DIY guy wants a drill and a driver set. So that was kind of number one on my list. And then I really like working on cars and sort of, doing mechanical projects around the house. So I really wanted some impact drivers. So I was looking for a drill driver set and some options for an impact wrench. And then, doing the comparisons, I wanted the latest stuff, and it just so happens that the latest stuff from DeWalt just sort of kicked all the other brands out there out the door, and really released some powerful stuff. So I'm pretty happy with what I got, and I'm pretty happy that it's the latest stuff, and it's probably the best stuff out there currently. And yeah, so here's the drill driver set. I got it in a combo. It's the DCK 205 1D2. What that means is that this is the DCD 800 drill, and this is the DCF 850 quarter-inch driver. I was really hoping to get a hammer drill. I don't really need a hammer drill, but you never know. Sometimes they're handy. Sometimes you have a project where you can use the extra hammering action. But this same or similar combo with a hammer drill, which is the DCD 805, is $449. And it comes with two 4-amp hour batteries, whereas this combo with the DCD 800 comes with two 2-amp hour batteries, and I got it for $299 at Home Depot. And, I compared prices in a lot of places, and it seemed like Home Depot had the best deal. Obviously, this was for the New Year's, Boxing Day, Boxing Week deals. And yeah, so I'm pretty happy with it. All the reviews say this drill is really powerful. It's a big advancement from DeWalt's previous drills. And I think, it'll serve me pretty well, and for all the tasks that I need a drill for, I think it'll be fine. This impact made a big splash in the market. It's their Atomic line, DCD 850. See here on the box, it says the drill is from their XR lineup and the impact is from their Atomic. So you can see this thing is really tiny. Their other driver that comes in a combo is the, I believe, DCF 809. And it's, very similar, a little bigger than this, but it's not an Atomic. And I think you might be able to get it for cheaper. But I looked at the specs, and that one is rated for so it's pretty impressive that they're able to get more torque out of this smaller compact shape. Comes with this charger. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. I figured if I buy the bare tools, the drill is $199, and the driver, I believe, on sale with the Boxing Day week is 149. Um, and then with the two batteries and the charger, if you add all those together, the 299, I think you save about $100 from buying the combo. Whereas if you price out the hammer drill and this driver and the 4-hour amp batteries, those, I think you're only saving about $50 if you get a combo. And then, at the 449 price point, I think that was a bit out of my budget just to start with a drill and driver. So I was okay just going to non-hammer drill, and this one I only got for $299. So then, I really wanted something for working on cars, and I know I wanted something big for, lug nuts and some other suspension work. So I was looking at their high torque and mid torque, but there's a lot of things that you don't need a lot of torque for. So I just wanted something small, and they luckily have a compact impact. So what I ended up settling on is, again, this is from their Atomic line. This is the DCF 923. I think the non-atomic one is a 9. I believe it's a 911 and a 913. And again, funny enough, the atomic line is rated for more torque. I think it's similar. It's something like 450 for the atomic foot-pounds versus 400 for the non-atomic. So somehow DeWalt is getting more torque out of these smaller bodies. And I think that's great. I didn't need a 1/2-inch anvil for the compact driver. I figure most of the small things I'm going to be doing with a compact driver, I'm okay using a 3/8-inch anvil. I mean, those are the most common size sockets anyways. So I went for this 3/8-inch hog style ring anvil, and that's what the DCF 923 is, whereas the 921 is the 1/2-inch, and then the 922 is the 1/2-inch with a pin detent. I looked around. The combo, with two batteries or even one battery, was somewhere in the, with two batteries, it was in the 479 range. And I thought that was a bit crazy, two batteries and just a tool. 479, that's a lot. So I picked this up for $199 from Home Depot as well. Again, I think that's on sale pricing for it with Boxing Week. If you add that up, it doesn't make sense to me. Like if you're adding two batteries in a combo, the 479 price is higher than you would pay individually for those things. So yeah, I found that a bit weird. So I was happy to get myself a bare tool. Then we move on to the mid torque. So this guy is the DCF 891. This is DeWalt's all-new mid-torque. If you look around, especially on the Torque Test channel and everyone else, this thing just blew the competition out the door. It's a really, really powerful machine. You can see DeWalt's rating it to 800, and I think 800 foot-pounds. And I think a lot of the testing that people are doing, it's actually reaching somewhere in that range. So this thing is, powerful enough to replace air tools out there. So, digging around, the best price I found for this guy was $310 on Amazon. Local sellers were selling it for anywhere between $319 and $349 for the bare tool. And yeah, so Amazon had it for $310. Now I didn't buy it from Amazon. I actually didn't really trust getting it from Amazon. I know they have a good return policy and all that stuff. I just didn't really know who the seller was. I didn't really want to, if I run into warranty issues in the future, I didn't want to have to deal with that. So I really wanted to buy it from some sort of a hardware store that I can walk into and, return, or like talk to them about doing some sort of repair or refund or something like that. So I didn't really get it from Amazon, but I was kind of like ready to give up because there was a lot of online listings, but hardly anyone had them in stock. So I just went ahead. I didn't want to miss the Boxing Week deals. I wanted to, check out and get my order in. So I figured I'm going to buy a bare tool. And just to prepare, I got myself these batteries. So these batteries I got from Home Depot. It's the 2-pack of the 5 amp hour XR batteries. This pack was $179 from Home Depot. But as you can see, I got myself a kit for the mid-torque. And after a couple days after I had placed the Home Depot order, I ran into these guys called Mississauga Tools. They're based out of Toronto. And they had this combo listed for, I'm going to show you right there, $439. So that comes with 2 batteries and a charger. And these are the 5 amp hour batteries. So $439, and I got a $10 discount on top of that too. That was a crazy good price because Canadian Tire was having this same kit for $549, and other places online as well was around the $500 to $550 mark. So I don't really know how Mississauga Tools is selling this for $439. And if you add up the individual tool price, let's say the best case scenario, $319 plus the $179 batteries, you're already looking at well over the price I paid for this kit. So I think I got a pretty good deal from buying from these guys. I rate them pretty well. Their website is nice. It's well organized. It's easy to find stuff. And they shipped it within a couple of days. And yeah, I got it at the same time that the tools were ready for pickup in store at Home Depot. Yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at. Sorry, let me just show you. This is the DCF 891. The 892 is a 1/2 inch, but with a pin detent. Now I am looking at the high torque, which is the DCF 900. That one is $369 at Home Depot, and I've looked in other places. It's the same price. If you're looking at a combo, you're looking at the $600 range. Again, I don't know how these prices make any sense, because how can a $369 tool cost $600 plus if you're just adding a $179 battery pack to it? I don't really know. Maybe this is like the Canadian premium pricing that we pay. I can't believe some of the prices you guys get in the US. But we pay a lot more for these tools. So maybe, DeWalt is kind of screwing us with their combos, and somehow they're more expensive than buying the parts individually. So you have to really shop around. I have to be honest, I spent like 3 days just doing every iteration of the prices for all these tools because I am price conscious. I don't have a big budget. I am only a DIY guy, so I really have to justify spending this amount. So I really was price conscious, and I did a lot of shopping, a lot of price comparisons, a lot of comparing between individual tools, individual parts, and combos. And so I think what I ended up with is the best option. I would like to add a DCF 900. That's their high torque impact. I know I don't really need that kind of power for the stuff that I'm doing, but that being said, I have found myself in some situations where you need that extra juice. So when that happens, it's nice to have that. So yeah, I think I'm gonna be on the lookout. It might not happen this year. It might not be my budget, but maybe next Black Friday or Boxing Day, I'll be on the lookout for a deal for their high torque. I'm gonna save a little bit of money when I return these batteries because I don't really need them. So yeah, all in, I'm looking at $299 for the drill driver set, $199 for the compact impact, and then I paid $429, but let's say $439 for the mid torque. Just that right there is $937, and then you add our tax to it, which is 13%. Now that's pretty crazy for essentially 3 small boxes of stuff. A little bit of a side story here. We have a fastener store in Ottawa, Ontario, called Ottawa Fastener Supply. I found out that they're a dealer for DeWalt in Milwaukee. I contacted them to see if maybe they can provide me some wholesale pricing. And they said the same thing, that they can't really match the Home Depot prices for DeWalt stuff, but they do carry a lot of Milwaukee things. And I'm like, oh yeah, I was looking for Milwaukee initially, so I'd be interested to find out about the Milwaukee tools. They sent me a quote over. So yeah, I don't really want to go into details because it is a private quote, but yeah, same thing. I think something's going on with Milwaukee and Canada dealers because their prices here are definitely way higher than DeWalt. Anyways, I hope I've given you sort of a breakdown of my thought process, my reasoning for getting these tools. Maybe I can help someone out with this information who's just sort of a DIY person and they're not sure which road to go down. I personally think, I kind of agree that DeWalt is maybe overkill for a DIY person. The other thing is, Rigid, for example, here has a lifetime warranty. That's pretty hard to beat. So, yeah, I looked at Rigid. I just didn't think that they're quite at that level of advancement right now. I know they came out with some new tools, but I think a lot of their tools are previous gen. And I kind of needed to pull the trigger now on this stuff while I had the budget. So I'm pretty happy with DeWalt. I think it'll, serve me for a long time. I'm pretty happy with the items that I got. But yeah, I think that'll be some hopefully helpful for someone who is looking to get into this. Just before I end off, a bit of a funny thing. For someone who's new to buying power tools, man, what a learning curve. This stuff is really hard to shop for. Everyone online who reviews these, they don't really talk about this stuff from a newcomer's point of view. Everyone talks about in sort of like weird jargon about part numbers. They don't really talk about proper comparisons. It's really easy to get lost. Again, shout out to Torque Test Channel. I think, once I got the hang of what they were talking about, I think they provide the clearest information. They're obviously just doing testing, so it's hard to be biased. There's a lot of fools out there doing videos and review videos who are clearly just bought, and they're sort of just tool pushers, sponsorship pushers. You kind of see them with the fake work goggles and the very clean work gloves, and then they're just doing speed tests for how to drill. That doesn't really tell me any information for how this impact is gonna behave working on a car. So yeah, I think some of the information out there is pretty stupid, pretty biased, pretty irrelevant, pretty fake sometimes. So I appreciate the few channels who are doing a good job reviewing it. And I thought I'd just sort of throw that in there in the video to maybe help some of the newcomers to buying new tools. All right, thanks everyone who's stuck to the video this long. Have a good one.